All right, guys, welcome to my hotel room in Cardiff. I'm here for a couple of days filming for Channel 4. And to be honest, I've not had a chance to make this video before now. This is Monday evening. You're going to see this tomorrow evening. So I thought I would do it whilst I'm out and about and shoot on my iPhone, which I've never done before. But anyway, I want to talk about 4 sectors that could do well based on where we find ourselves right now. This video is going to be suitable for those of you who want to pick individual stocks, who are happy with a high risk, high stakes rewards game. But please just make sure that you don't take this as financial advice. Don't go and buy the companies that I'm going to show as examples just because I've mentioned them. It's important that you do your own research and you use this as maybe a source of inspiration to help you, I guess, decide what sectors you want to go after if you're looking for opportunities right now. With that being said, let's go. Now, if you didn't know already, I do have a Discord group now. It is free for you to join. The first link in the description is the link that you use to basically join the Discord group. I'm posting in there daily market news, that kind of stuff. You can ask me questions in there. I can respond to you in there. We can start to build a community within there. So make sure you go and join that group. Now, let's talk about the market backdrop, obviously, before we get into the crux of what this video is all about. If you've been following major indices, they've been down for the past week and a half, almost 2 now. And everything that's happened with Russia feels like it's a cherry on top of a really nasty cake that we knew we were going to have to deal with, but we've just been lumped with this whole situation. And the only thing that was up actually last week, it is up today, is the Vix Index, which is basically a measure of volatility and how people feel about the market sentiment-wise. I think it's safe to say over the next 30 days, we're going to see a lot of volatility. And that's typical in war times where there is war. The markets don't like uncertainty, and war basically means a lot of volatility with it. It just goes with the territory. But with that being said, and I've mentioned this a couple of times on the live Q&As, just because the market's all down doesn't mean there aren't opportunities. And, professional analysts will be looking at these opportunities right now, having cash going into the market. So again, if you are about that high stake strategy, then this might be right up your street. But again, please use this as a method for, I guess, research to inspire you. The first sector I want to talk about is one that I don't invest in. I guess, I don't know, for my investment morals, it doesn't sit well with me investing in these kind of companies. It's defense sectors. Now, obviously, the defense sector at this point in time will be doing very, very well indeed. I mean, if you look at BAE Systems, they're up 7% over the last week or so. Now, they're not the only company in the defense sector. You've got Lockheed Martin, you've got a whole host of other ones as well. Now, when you think about armaments, right, many people have a preference not to invest in armaments. I tend not to. But at the same time, when you look at it in the context of Ukraine and Russia at the moment, I think we're in a situation where the European Union, NATO allies have kind of committed to providing Ukraine armament to help defend themselves. And it's 2 sides of the same coin. Armaments kill people, but you also need it to defend yourself. And particularly with Ukraine, the armaments to them is really, really important. They can't defend themselves without that aid. And we've committed to basically fund the supply of armaments to them. So with this kind of commitment from, the European Union, the UK, NATO allies, BAE Systems and companies like that are going to do really, really well. So again, go and do some research on companies within the defense sector if you're happy dealing and investing in companies that provide and deal in armaments, essentially. The second sector is energy. So one of the things that has transpired over the last week and a half is the fact that in Europe, especially, the likes of Germany, they are depending on Russia for their energy supply. The numbers are about 30 to 40% of their energy supply comes from Russia. In times of conflict, that's not necessarily conducive because it's a point of leverage that Russia has over Germany. And one of the conversations that I'm hearing more and more of, and you probably heard this as well in the news, is that as a global community, we need to move closer towards renewable energy. And hindsight's a great thing. Why have we not done this before? The arguments have always been there. But there is nothing more effective at focusing and sharpening the mind than conflict, like we're seeing it right now. And what I think is going to happen over the next 12 to 24 months is there's going to be a concerted effort by governments to wean themselves off Russia, for example, but also have a look at how they're going to move closer and quicker towards renewable energy and more sustainable energy sources. Now, if you look at crude oil, and I've been looking at this today, a 13-year high, $140 a barrel. At the moment, we're seeing prices at the pumps for petrol at £1.60 a litre. Now, the rumours are that we could very well see these get to £2 a litre. And what that basically means for us is it goes back to the inflation conversation, right? We're going to feel it day to day materially in our pockets. And with that being said, again, when we know that this is going to drive up inflation and it's going to have an impact on our economy, the government is going to have no choice but to act. So energy sector, I think, will do really, really well. Before we get onto the third sector, I've got a little bit of a treat for you guys. Check this out. So you may have noticed we have a sponsor for this channel. That sponsor is Wealthify. Now, Wealthify is on a mission to make investing easy and affordable for everyone. They're challenging people to think differently and do more with their savings. They promise no complicated jargon, no daunting fees, just straightforward, effortless investing. Now, Wealthify are offering a cashback, a £200 cashback if you transfer an ISA or a pension to them, or you could have £400 if you transfer both. Terms and conditions do apply. I pinned in the comments down below a link to get you to those terms and conditions so you can go and check them out. You have to register for the cashback by May 1st, 2022, and you will have 6 months to complete the transfer of your ISA or your pension or both if you are doing both. Not only that, if you invest with Wealthify before the 1st of June 2022, you could be entered into a prize draw for a whopping £20,000. That is a whole year's ISA subscription. Entries for the prize draw close on June 1st, 2022. I've provided a link down below that will give you more information on how you can actually enter. Good luck if you do, but remember, when you invest, your capital is at risk. You could get back less than you put in, and Wealthify is authorized and regulated by the Financial Conduct Authority. So if you do enter into that competition with Wealthify, either for the cashback or the prize draw, good luck, by the way, particularly for the prize draw. Unfortunately, it's not available to people in Northern Ireland. I think it's due to gambling rules, something like that. Good luck. £20,000 is a lot of money. It's your ISA allowance pretty much. So yeah, it should be really, really fun. Anyway, sector 3. Sector 3 is tech. Now, tech is a funny one. I'm not talking about, new incumbent companies here. What I'm thinking about when I talk about tech will be companies like Microsoft, for example, that have a product or a service that is intrinsic, which is, I guess, ingrained in our need to obviously operate across different sectors. If you look at people like, Tesco's, we all need to eat, right? They'll be using systems, likely going to be using tech from Microsoft. If you look at banks and financial sectors that are crucial, important to our day-to-day lives, tech feeds into that in order for them to operate. So companies like Microsoft, I think, are really, really good bets in times like this. The fourth sector, and this is the final one, guys, is media companies. So a lot of people following the news, particularly in war times, more news, more clicks. People want to actually know what's going on, keep informed. Companies in the media space could do really, really well. And actually, this brings us back to another stock, which is actually in the tech sector, Facebook, right? Facebook would probably do really, really well when it comes to revenues right now, because obviously they sell ads on their videos. With more people paying attention to a particular topic, in this instance, Ukraine and Russia, that conflict right there, news outlets, companies like Facebook are likely to do really, really well when it comes to clicks and ad revenue. But right there, I've just given you 4 sectors with a couple of examples of companies that could do well in the next 12 to say 24 months or so. I hope you find that useful. Again, please look, when you're investing, your capital is at risk. Obviously, you can get back less than you put in. This is very much a high risk strategy. If you don't mind taking that risk and, potentially understanding that actually you might get it wrong, then, by all means, this might be really, really good for you. Another sector that I didn't actually mention, which isn't really a sector, but it is something you can invest in, that's gold. I spoke about that last week. So the card, which will be pinned in the end screen to this video. If you click on that, you can go and watch that video about gold. Gold is still up quite a lot right now, and I highlighted 3 ETFs that you can use to access gold right now. That's relatively easy. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. I might do more of these as I'm out and about a little bit more, so it's not just the studio at home, and I might actually use my phone a little bit more because the picture quality in this isn't too bad. But anyway, if you have questions, leave them in the comment box below. I appreciate you. Take care.